conversation between David, a Jewish man with a passion for historical accuracy and well-timed zingers, and Amel, and an Arab woman who deserves a medal for enduring this intellectual roller coaster. Roller coaster raises some spicy questions about Palestinian culture and identity. Grab your popcorn or hummus and buckle up. David, with the casual confidence of a guy who reads archaeology journals for fun, argues that Palestinian culture isn't all that unique. It's more like a greatest hits compilation from neighboring regions. Palestinian food, delicious, but also claimed by Lebanon, Syria, and your aunt's kitchen in Amman. Clothing, shared traditions, shared even the keffiyeh. Not originally Palestinian, he proudly waves around old photos of Iraqis from the 1920s rocking keffiyehs in the marshes of Iraq. Because nothing says fact, check this, like vintage swamp couture. Oh, and just so we're clear, both Jews and Christian Arabs wore the keffiyeh too. That's right. It's not just a political statement or fashion accessory. It's a time-traveling headscarf with serious social range. Amal, ever the diplomatic warrior, agrees. Sort of, she admits that Palestinian culture is a beautiful mix of influences, a hummus-like blend of heritage. But then comes the kicker. Palestinian, an identity, she notes, is tightly wrapped around resistance to Israel and the concept of Jewish sovereignty. In the land, David, not one to pull punches, responds, remove the obsession with destroying Israel, and what's left of Palestinian identity. That's not a question. It's a cultural Molotov cocktail. David isn't trying to erase anyone. He's pointing out that while the Jewish people were out here documenting every temple and tragedy, Palestinians lost track of their origin story somewhere between the Babylonians and the Ottomans. He even floats the theory that Palestinians could be descendants of ancient civilizations like the Babylonians, later colonized and converted to Islam. It's a fascinating, if uncomfortable, genealogical deep dive. Meanwhile, David continues his TED Talk with one hand pointing at a historical map. The Jewish people, he says, are not colonizers. They're the indigenous folks, the originals, the OGs of the region. You want receipts? He's got ruins, scrolls, and a 3,000-year-old family tree. Muslims, on the other hand, according to him, the colonizers who arrived with empire and sword. Amal doesn't dispute the colonization bit. She argues that Arab societies, including Palestinians, were colonized, spiritually gentrified, and left wandering without a cultural GPS. It's their duty, she says, to rediscover their original identities, heal their historical trauma, and maybe, just maybe, stop copying from their neighbors' cultural homework. So what are we left with? Palestinian culture isn't a monolith, it's a buffet of borrowed brilliance. Palestinians, as a people, are still figuring out who they are beneath the slogans. The keffiyeh, it's the most multicultural piece of cloth ever wrapped around a head. The Jewish people kept track of their history like a grandma guards family recipes. Muslims came in later, flipped the region, And the ultimate question that makes your brain itch: if your identity is built on resistance, what happens when peace finally arrives? Or better yet, if your origin story starts with a keffiyeh from a 19 Conundrum